Nithyanandam, with the gratitude to my Guru, His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda Swami, our Swamiji, I welcome you to this video, where I share my experiences of being a sannyasi, before becoming a sannyasi. Because I'm sure many of you are curious, what was she doing before? Or how did she make this jump? Because it may seem like such a big jump. So I'm going to give snippets in this series of videos of Confessions of a Sannyasi. And in this video, I wanted to share about my ideas of marriage before becoming a sannyasi. So I 100% assumed I would get married. And pretty much if you're from a family from India or Indian descent, you're pretty much expected that you're going to get married, and usually it's by your 30s. There's no set rule, but that's kind of the age. So I assumed marriage was my path. Everyone does it. There was not even a thought that I wouldn't get married, and I assumed I would have kids. I loved kids. I still love kids. And I assumed I would be a mother. So these things were just givens in my life before I met Swamiji. Now, did Swamiji tell me not to do these things? No. I was very clear that these were things I wanted. Or I thought I wanted, I should say. After taking Swamiji's programs, where you go into the depth of your being, you go into you identify your true desires, your fears, what you want out of a life, what's actually the real you, what's not really you. And then there's processes that happen to you that you don't even cognize. It's just energy shifts and understandings that just become a part of you. So after the first program with Swamiji, which I took in October 2007, and it was called the Nithyananda Spurana program. And believe me, I didn't want to attend. My Purvasha mother, she had given me Swamiji's book. I loved it, Guaranteed Solutions. And I was doing the Nitya Dhyan, or lifeless meditation, and that was giving me results too. But still, even though I had gotten that taste, I was not so interested in going and paying for a meditation workshop, which was taking place at that time, Orlando. But my Purvasha mother was very forceful, meaning very persistent, I should say, very strong-willed persistent. She still has. And she made sure I attended. So I flew from New York to go pay for and attend this 3-day workshop with Swamiji. It was the best decision of my life. Life after that just transformed. So in that program, you go through the 7 layers of the body, and even the pain layer, you go into the death process. There's such an amazing program. And actually, it's maybe like a glimpse of the IA program. I noticed maybe 6 months after that program, before meeting Swamiji, I was thinking, like, who will be that person that I end up getting married to? Will I find that person? How will it happen? Like, it was something I thought about. I didn't have pressure from my parents, luckily. But I had my own pressure on it because I assumed, just logically, if you want to have kids, you should do it by this age. All that logic is there. Then I noticed maybe 6 months after the program, I was not even thinking about that part of my life. Meaning it wasn't a worry anymore. Before it was a worry. Like, how is this going to happen? How come it hasn't happened? What's wrong with me? How come it's happening for these people? How come it's not happening for me? Yeah, all those thoughts going on inside. They just stopped. And I had the clarity, the one big clarity I had. Yes, I love kids. I feel like I can even relate with a kid more than an adult. And I know many people feel like that because they're so beautiful and innocent. But I understood that even though I love kids, I had no personal need to have my own kids, to have kids come from me, give birth. There was no desire like that. that was something put on me by society, that you're going to have kids. It wasn't even like a choice. So because I love kids, I assumed that's what was my path. And then I understood, okay, if I don't have this desire anymore to have kids, then marriage isn't so useful anymore either. Like, the whole institution of marriage just collapsed for me at that moment, because I understood that there's the utility value, the base utility value that I thought I was going to get from a marriage just collapsed, because I didn't even want that anymore. So then naturally, marriage itself, which I know is no cakewalk, and I know there's a lot of compromise, and you end up having to be with one person your whole life, none of this seemed appealing to me. I hadn't decided for sannyas at the time, but I was very clear this marriage thing is not what it adds up to be, and I didn't think it was for me, which was a brand new cognition for me, because I never ever cognized that I would be a person that wouldn't get married, or would be someone without kids. In fact, I remember twice when I was at some Christmas parties for work and some other event, there were some palm readers there. There's two different occasions. Both palm readers at different times said that there's no markings for kids. They look, I think, at the side of the hand. And I was so mad. I was like, how dare they say that? And then plus, I was like, could this happen? Like, what does that mean? I'm not able to have kids and all that? I was really upset at those readings at the time. This was really a long time ago. Now I understand, assuming they were right with what they said, I understood my path was sannyas, so there was no kids in that path, and there's no incompletion inside about not having kids. And it's actually wonderful to experience other people's kids in the Sangha who are growing up with these teachings and growing up with the right cognitions and right idea about completion in life, and being able to just be around and witness that. So if you feel like you're going to just be in a mess or feel bad about not having these things, it's really important that you look into why you want these things. Have that clarity, because if it's for some pressure or for some fear or some just assumption that really wasn't your desire in the first place, then it's not worth carrying around. You either need to decide, is it something you really want, or just drop it. Then the idea of sannyas will be the most natural progression, because it's the ultimate fulfilling life without any of these other aspects of kids and marriage. So this was a beautiful experience I had for me, and I'm so grateful to Swamiji that he gave it to me before I got married and before I took any of those steps, because obviously once you get married it's a lot more difficult to have these ideas and understandings. But so thank you, Swamiji, for saving me, and thank you for everyone for allowing me to share. And if you have any questions about it, I'm sure I've probably hit on some points which I didn't go into so deeply, but if you have any questions in your own life or thinking about sannyas, please message me. I'm happy to share more and point you in the right direction if I don't have the answer. So again, thank you so much, and Nithyanandam.